We are switched to board 4 and some new faces, so it's Hrant Melkumyan of Armenia facing Konstantin Landa. Well, so long, well, theoretical position, and I'd say this line is designed to, well, to equalize with black, so black is taking some risk to get under pressure, but the structure is symmetrical, and if he manages to develop, and seemingly he does, bishop g2, bishop c6, yes, so an attempt to exchange a few minors, and then, well, that's so after castle, well, that's an interesting thing. What to do for black now? Bishop on c6, well, yeah, decision to take on g2, so no more pressure over this long diagonal. Dangerous Catalan bishop is exchanged, but still white gets a bit of initiative now. For instance, after knight c6, you really have to be aware of bishop c7, bishop c1 to g5, exchanging the knight, getting to d5, and that's what's played. Bishop g5 and knight e3 allows black to play knight d4, so it's not so clear. He decides to take it immediately and to jump knight d5, but black has bishop d8, which is maybe not the most comfortable move, but at the same time it restricts the knight pretty much. Bishop d8 and castle long. I had no idea it was available, but if it's possible to play castle long, well, it should be good. fd1, but still bishop on f6 is, well, if white would take on f6 immediately, it would mean some damage to black's pawn structure, but would allow black to simplify things. White prefer to keep the tension, but still there is an idea to take on f6 one day and to run with the king through, like king h3, king g4. So therefore Konstantin Landa decided to play bishop e7. Knight comes to e3. The rook from a1 goes to c1, so white still gets some sort of very unpleasant pressure. Now it's important to decide if white allows an exchange on e3 or moves the knight. Perhaps knight c4 is met with bishop d4, and this could be a problem, because after, yeah, now we're gonna see it. Bishop d, I guess it has to be bishop d4, because there is an attractive move. I thought it was attractive move to play b7, b5, but it could have been answered with the same move white makes in the game, rook a c1, bishop a7, so all the possible prophylactics. But now after e2, e3, this bishop's going to be stuck on a7. Well, it depends if knight on d5 is stable enough. Now it's a time for rook d7. I thought it was a nice try to double the rooks, but then white has a tactical trick, knight b4 after rook d7. So d7 is going to be hanging after. Now f6 was played, yeah. So rook d7, knight b4. That was a g4. Yeah, that's a nice positional move, getting some control over the light squares, and then eventually king can come all the way to e4. So h3, no, that's surprising. So gh5, once again the same trick after rook h5. White is planning. Yeah, that was a trick. So rook h5 would have been answered with knight b4 once again, but black plays rook f8, leaving the d file. But his king still seems to be not in danger, and meanwhile black is planning to capture on h4. And really, this gh5 means severe damage to white structure. So knight b6, but then black gets a chance to exchange this seemingly useless bishop from a7. Rook f7 is a little bit, well, I don't really like this one. Thought like king a7 with the tempo would have been better, but still rook f7 and then knight d7 checks, so the horse is redirected to greener pastures to c5, but still it's hard to say what's the real trade for white. Rook d6, knight b7 is a threat finally. Well, not for real perhaps. Now rook g5 check to see where the king goes, and rook h5 back. So now, yeah, knight b7, king b7, rook c6, or rook b7, rook c6. Perhaps it's, well, perhaps it's the best chance for white. Otherwise, yeah, white can always, obviously white can always repeat king g2, check on g5, king f3, but well, I suppose Melkumyan is playing for win. Yeah, knight takes b7, and well, how about trying something intermediate this very moment? Well, so what's going on if rook takes b7? Yeah, rook b7 has to be played. King b7, rook c6 seems like black is going to win an a6 pawn. Oh, well, e4. That's, well, it gets sharp now. It gets sharp now after this check. Well, how about king g4? King g4, rook is... Yeah, king g2. That's interesting. King g2 back. So now rook g5 check. And king will have to go to first rank, and then rook b7, then rook b7, rook c6, rook b2. Black is not risking anything. No, I mean, white will have to be careful. So takes, rook b2, rook a6, king b7. Yeah. And now rook g5 or even rook f5 is a threat. So it seems white is not in time to defend f2, and therefore. Well, there is rook a3. There is rook a3, and then yeah, rook a4 is least favorable for white. I thought rook a3 was the intention to swap the rooks after rook b3 check. So now this intermediate check on g5 is really annoying, I guess. King f1. Now one of the rook f5. Yes, and then with the king cut, white can do a little, well, perhaps black's gonna be better then. Yeah, rook e4, let's say rook f2, and already perpetual is available. Well, it's still some sharpness there. Look, I mean, rook e4, then if rook f takes... No, f3, what's f3? No, I mean, it's an horrible move. No, something, no, he must have been thinking of f4, but then he played f3, and it's, of course... Now it's a very bad king, and then... No, black should be winning this one. There is a threat of perpetual, I believe. Yeah, now it should be winning simply. Yeah, 2 extra pawns and the rook d4, and now just to keep those connected passed pawns like g5 or king c6 first. I guess, no, this way I'm not sure if he's winning. No, I mean, he still has to be winning. It's, the 2 extra pawns, but... position would well, now it's enough perhaps. No, well, even d2, so 2 extra pawns. Yeah, still no chance for white. And then f5, and king goes to g3. Yeah, king g3 check, and king g2. Well, king g4 is also winning, but king g2 was a nicer move. Now after f4, rook b2 check, and king f4, and now rook d8. So it's not so easy. Check, king goes to d4. Now king c3, rook d3. Yeah, rook d3 was good enough. No? Yeah. Well, king f4, rook d8, and then you know what? Well, there was a moment when black could have played something like rook b7. Yeah. So now with king on g1 it would have been draw, but yeah, rook d3 and rook d4. Yeah. And how do we make progress here? Rook d3. Well, king e3 was another option. This. Now black's rook is not perfectly. Well, now it's winning. King is cut, and white is in no time to organize any sort of counterplay. Now the only question is not to lose on time. Yeah, so the only task for Konstantin Landa is not to lose in time. Yeah, and it's f5, well, okay, white will continue playing, but there is no chance. Yeah, he realizes.